Tested.
Hey guys, it's Will from Tested.
I'm Norm from Tested. What
There's
is
a Xoom.
this? Zoom.
Yes.
Zoom.
I saw that in a Volkswagen ad once. So
Hey, this is
we
our
have
first look.
Yeah, this is it. Live first look. We've never done. Well, I guess we did this with the iPad, but I went down this morning, 8 o'clock, got in the line at the Verizon store, which was one other dude who'd been there since 6 o'clock this morning. This is it. What do you think? I've been at a meeting all morning. I haven't gotten to spend any time at all with this. First impressions, Norm?
First impressions, it's so much better than this.
Well, that's the Galaxy Tab. We know
Yeah.
that. Here, let's just
So
throw that aside.
No, we'll do some comparisons.
Okay.
But we have the Zoom, we have our iPad, we have our Galaxy Tab. What we're going to do today is give you a quick rundown of the UI. This is running Android 3.0 Honeycomb.
Kind of show you just what's different, what's changed.
Yep. It is very, very different.
Shockingly different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. Looks very different than the traditional Android UI. Give people a little glimpse here, Norm. Let's see if they can see what's going on here.
Camera.
The first thing you notice is that the main UI is no longer in a kind of a top notification bar, but show them the stuff along the bottom, Norm.
So we got notifications. Normally on an Android tablet or a phone, you kind of pull down. This is actually really meant to be used in this landscape position. If you look at the design of the tablet, I'm going to show you the volume buttons are actually on the side right here, and the power button is on the back.
So it's right where you hit it with your finger when you're holding it.
So when you're holding it like this, you can hit the back with this finger, and this is the lock screen. Scroll around.
It's not a line, it's a circle. This is a kind of crazy font. I don't know if I like this clock font.
Well, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of Tron-ish. This is the main UI. This is a default wallpaper. You can change the wallpaper, and yes, you can move that around.
It's a widget.
And if you notice, it's actually 3D. So the hardware behind the Zoom is it's running Tegra 2, NVIDIA's Tegra 2.
Okay, so it's dual core.
A dual core, 1 gigahertz processor. And so this UI really emphasizes 3D interfaces.
So are we looking at like the inside of a hexagon? Is that what this is?
Yeah, it's kind of like the inside.
Does it circle around?
It does not circle around.
Oh, weak.
Yes, you do get 5 screens, and the icons kind of tilt as you go from left to right.
Okay, that's yeah. I don't know if you can pick that up, but you can see the thread lines along the outside. Oops.
Yep. You just
what did I do?
Buttons. And so the main 3 screens from here, these are what apps come with the Zoom.
Okay.
So let's just run down the app.
Let's see the list.
Of course, the most important thing
web browser.
that you're going to do, web browsing. I've said this many times. This is why I did not like the Galaxy Tab. And I have tested load up right now.
Wow.
I'm going to do a quick refresh.
Inception.
Well, actually, let's refresh it. We're on Wi-Fi right now, and did you notice that bar, the loading bar?
Wow.
That's kind of neat. The aesthetic of the UI really is different from the iPad. It's very
well, it's different from anything. It's different from the iPad. It's different from Android phones as well.
Yeah,
I mean, this has real tabs. Look at the top. Is this running? Is this a version of Chrome running, or is this still the Android browser?
I think this is the Android browser. Let's go to another friendly site, giantbomb.com. Loading. I love that little load bar. And once we're there, again, I could switch back between the tabs. Tab browsing, super hot. On the iPad, you can't do that. You got to load, you got to click new page, and every page has to reload. Let's open up a couple more tabs. Let's go to Comic Vine.
Work. Can you open the live stream, Norm?
Oh, I think you're asking too much.
This seems crazy.
You might be asking way too much. There is no flash on the Zoom at launch. So
well, it's coming.
Yes,
supposedly.
It's coming. So we got 3 tabs. Let's go to another site. Let's go to my favorite ESPN.
How many tabs can you open?
ESPN is a very resource-heavy site.
Well,
there's
flashy.
1 gig of RAM on this, so I have 4 pretty heavy sites.
Show us what scrolling looks like, Norm.
Hey, look, that's me.
Oh, yeah, that is you. And that's a Zoom.
So with 4 tabs
good.
open, I'm going to close a couple of tabs because I want to compare it to the 1-tab experience, not suck up too much memory. It's good, but not great. You notice it does still have to load a little bit as you
So you mean
scroll.
it's not as fast as your quad-core notebook?
Or not, I'd say it's still not even as fast as the iPad. And here's pinch.
So iPad feels faster.
Let's put the iPad.
Can we get it side by side?
Yeah, let's go do a side by side.
Here we go. So iPad feels faster, but you get these checkerboards, which I don't see on the Zoom at all.
No, you just get white spaces on the Zoom.
Okay.
So you see like, yep, there goes the white space.
Yeah, when it runs out of memory for the browser.
Yep, there goes. It's all white now and reloading. And the pinch, while it's not, there's no lag, the frame rate isn't as high as on the iPad. But it's very competent, and again, so much better than the Galaxy Tab.
Have you tried like posting comments, doing text input and stuff like that?
I have not. I haven't logged in. So the keyboard is good, but it's kind of weird because unlike the iPad, you want to hold this in this landscape position. So if we do bring up like the keypad,
Wow,
you're
that's
gonna be-
huge.
It's a 10.1-inch screen, so it's
Wow.
actually bigger than the iPad.
So this is still like a cording kind of keyboard. Not...
Yeah, it's cording, or of course you could bring it up like that.
Interesting. How does the browser work in the portrait orientation? Pretty good. Is it the
Browser
right
is pretty
width?
good. Oh yeah. So
Because it is a 16:9 screen instead of a 16 by.
yeah, it's 1280 by
403.
800, which is actually that's like the resolution of the new the MacBook Pro 13
Yeah,
inch.
yeah. I mean, this is a real resolution. So type a little. Type some. This looks like kind of like the gingerbread keyboard actually.
It's a pretty good keyboard.
It's not doing the little type ahead prediction thing, although that might just be because we're typing in a
And because
URL.
it's Android, again, you can load up whatever keyboard you want.
Well, although I'll be interested to see if any of the keyboards actually work on this right now. I'd say that those guys will have to do some adjustments.
Oh, there it goes.
Wow, yeah, okay.
It's fast, but it does hiccup just a bit. Still, for
See
Android,
if that video plays.
oh, play. You know what? That's YouTube, so it might even open. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, so
right
it opens the
right
YouTube app
into
just like the iPhone, iPad.
the YouTube app. Let's actually talk
Cool.
about the YouTube app. Or actually, how about the main interface? So there are no buttons, capacitive or physical, around the bezel. So unlike the iPad, there is no home button. What you do get, I'm looking at sheep. Taxi ram for cats. I'm going to pause this right now.
Okay.
If you look on the bottom, there are 3 buttons.
Oh, so those are the software buttons.
It's on the screen. I'm going to raise it up right now. One's back to go back.
So they replaced
That's-
these guys down here on an Android phone.
And home, of course, takes you home. And this is, it's not really multitasking, but these are the 5 most recent apps.
So that's
that
like
you
holding
find.
down the home button on your Android
Yes, on the iPad, iPhone.
phone. Okay.
So let's go, if one of the YouTube, let's just jump right into YouTube. The YouTube actually is not loading. I had a YouTube widget.
How do you get the app menu up? Oh, there we go.
Right top corner. You do have to learn things a little bit differently. I mean, even if you've been an Android user for a long time, there will be a
that's
little bit
pretty
of a
cool.
learning curve. So this is the default YouTube interface. It's very matrixy, Minority Reporty, and we're on Wi-Fi right now, so these are loading at
Is
pretty much as quick
the
as
UI
they'll
stuff
load.
still at the bottom of the screen there, Norm?
The UI stuff stays at the bottom of the screen,
Okay.
and I can switch between the apps if I want to go to music But let's go to YouTube. Let's do a search.
Play something silly.
I'm going to do my favorite. My favorite thing is to watch some StarCraft.
You're watching StarCraft.
I like StarCraft.
I kind of like watching StarCraft too. This is doing pretty good. So I guess if you guys have any questions, we're going to take some questions in a little bit.
Let's find our tested channel.
Oh, that is a good idea, Norm. Bring up the tested channel, and if you guys have questions about stuff you've seen, keep an eye peeled. Hop in the chat. Ethernet Ethan is in there.
That's
answering.
right.
He'll be asking questions for us in a while. We're going to keep going through some apps for a little bit here, though, for the time being.
Yeah, I got to be more specific. Apparently, tested's a common word.
TestedCom is the name of our YouTube account.
Oh,
Turns
there it
out-
goes. Look,
Okay, hey, look, it's nerds.
we're
just did this yesterday.
going
Wow, that was really
into
loud.
Inception. So, default, I'm going to turn down the volume.
I like this. I like this two-pane interface for the YouTube stuff, where you can see the
Yeah,
related
so it plays
and all that.
in this window, but you can also scroll for related videos. You get the comments.
I also like that they hide comments.
Yeah, that's
YouTube
pretty
comments
good.
are the worst.
And if you want to blow it out, you can blow it out.
And right now,
And there's a high quality setting or low quality setting. That's
is
the
the
low
high
quality
quality
setting.
720p setting?
High quality is I don't want to commit to saying it is 720p setting. It did not look
It doesn't
as
look as good as the
great
normal
as it
720p.
did
Okay.
on the iPad. This is the low quality setting. I'm gonna go back to the high quality setting.
Some aspect ratio weirdness happening there too.
Yeah,
it seems like.
it's definitely high quality. I
So,
don't want to say it's HD.
Let's
though.
see what else has changed. Let's. You want to check? I use my tablet a lot for mail, Norm.
Yes, mail is important. So let's go to mail. I do have my personal mail account loaded up. This is one of the best
Ooh. This looks familiar.
mail clients on the tablet I've seen because Google developed it. So for Gmail, wonderful.
Does it do priority inbox and all that stuff as well? All the new Gmail
You
features?
do, there is priority. I do have
nice,
highlights
okay.
priority. And for example, if I have a conversation, I can click out, and there are
awesome.
multiple messages
So this is just like the
I
Gmail
can
client
blow out.
on Android phones, but two-pane and,
And then
tabletized.
I can view images,
view.
attachments.
Interesting.
I can go back, and if I want to reply, let's pop me into a reply window, and I can send. It's so
Very cool.
Pretty good, and of course, works in portrait mode
that's
as well.
weird. So then
So
you
the
just
portrait
lose
mode is actually, yeah, you have to actually press, I guess there are multiple
Oh, it
ways
is.
to go back
Okay.
and forth.
And it pops up kind of like this is very similar. Like it's very clear that they spent some time with the iPad mail client and have kind of taken the stuff that's good out of there and maybe done their own thing. Can you do you have 2 email accounts hooked up to this yet?
I do have multiple accounts.
Does it unify the inboxes yet, or is that not in this?
No. Oh, actually, I did not have my personal mail synced.
okay.
So, but there is an account setting up here. Switch between accounts. I'm not going to show my email address.
Okay. A little late for that, Norm.
Yeah, might be a little too late. It's live. We're on the internet. Anything from people in the chat want to see from mail? I'm going to jump. Go right along. Let's
I'm
go to
interested in music player.
music. So music typically on Android has not been so great. I'm just going to be frank. It sucks.
It's universally bad.
So this is the default music browser, and you know what? It's pretty sweet. It does crib a little bit off of Apple's CoverFlow, but I actually kind of like this because you can actually see more of what's coming up. And CoverFlow and CoverFlow is not even on the iPad. The Xoom comes with a bunch of tracks. I'm gonna go. You can't do a first look without playing some Cheap Trick, right?
Yeah. Well, I personally like Black Eyed Peas.
And here's the default
Cheap
music
Trick is
player.
okay.
I'm gonna play. I think I had the sound actually down. So.
Oh, there we go.
Just came out this week.
So,
The song is called Surrender.
This is. Oh, hey, this is new. I've never heard this before.
And plays in the background. Again, if you tap the corner for the notification bar,
Okay.
Which-
you get controls. Oh.
which has disappeared.
Oh my God.
What has happened to it?
Upside down. Let's kill the music. I think we might have to restart.
Oh, man.
Jump back into the app.
Bugginess.
Yeah. First release. I mean, we're figuring this stuff out as we go.
That's weird.
Let's see how a couple of apps that aren't optimized for this works. I think you loaded the Kindle app before.
Yeah. So I did download a bunch of apps. Well, let's show the market actually. The market
Is it
of
still
course,
shitty?
Was updated. No, it's actually pretty good. And there is a section now for Android apps just for tablets.
Okay.
Not too many so far. I've downloaded a couple of them. But of course, because Android is scalable, you don't have to download tablet-specific apps to use it here. I'm going to show you some apps such as the Kindle. Kindle is not optimized.
Yeah. So we loaded this up a little while ago. I was a little disappointed in this.
Not optimized. So this is what it looks
gnarly.
like. Not optimized for a tablet. You're basically kind of
it's
scrolling
wall of text. You're at the end of the book, I think.
page by page. But there is once it becomes optimized, it'll probably look like this app, the Books app.
Oh, so this is the Google Books app. If you want
Yep.
to get your books from Google instead of Amazon or B&N or something. Oh,
and
that's not
so
bad.
you have page turning. Look how fast that is.
Do you want to portraitize that for us?
I'm surprised how fast it is because previous Android tablets have not been fast.
So, okay, let's do speeds and feeds real quick because that's important.
Yep.
Gigabyte of memory,
Yep.
Tegra 2 dual-core CPU. Mm-hmm. What, a gigahertz?
Gigahertz.
It's got a 5-megapixel camera on the back that we did some pictures in the basement. Didn't look real hot, but it's a bad light
Camera
situation
with
down
a
here.
dual LED flash.
And then there's a front-facing camera for teleconferencing, right? For video
Yep.
conferencing.
Right here. I don't know if you can see. We'll get to the camera apps in just a bit.
So let's I guess let's wrap this up for the first look, and we'll be
We'll
back.
take some questions and we'll run through. I mean, we'll spend the rest of our time running through apps that we've seen, that we've downloaded, and just have some fun time with the Xoom. So keep on watching. We'll take your calls, and
Yes.
we'll be just downloading apps from here on out.
Excellent. Okay. Should have probably communicated that with Norm, but anyway, we're back. We're here to take questions. Internet, Ethernet,
Yes.
Ethan,
Yes.
the Ethan. Do you have any questions from people in the chat?
I have a lot of questions. They're kind of all over the place.
I love having questions.
Is,
Serious ones first.
Is there Skype or video chat?
There is video chat. I've
can you
actually
show
set it up
video
down
chat?
here. I've got my MacBook down here.
There's a
Are you
G-Talk.
signed into Google Talk, Norm?
I'm signing into Google Talk right now.
Are you signed into your work account?
I'm signed into my personal account.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can video you right now.
So I'm in the G-Chat.
Start video
environment.
chat. I don't know if this is going to work.
Let's see.
It says it's waiting for you to answer.
Oh no, I'm busy.
Why are
Maybe
you
I'm
busy?
available right now.
yourself
Okay, now
available.
I'm available. Oh, video chat invite from
Oh, hey,
One
that's
Will
me.
Smith. I'm gonna accept it.
I should have a buddy icon. I'm kind of bummed that I
Hey,
didn't. Hey, Norm. I'm gonna,
I can see Will.
Well, wow, that is. I'm gonna get this up higher. Hi, I'm Will from Tested. How you
Will's
doing, Norm?
using his MacBook Pro right now,
MacBook Pro.
and I don't know if you can see me, but I can see myself. So the front camera, kind of low res. Whoa,
Yeah,
double
you
norm.
don't look.
I
don't look
like
great.
this one more than that one.
You don't look terrible though. I
And
lost
the
my
red
video
dot
here.
on top shows that it's using the camera.
Okay, so that looks pretty good.
Video chat works.
Yeah.
Check mark.
I mean, there's
Let's show like widgets and stuff.
Yeah.
So the app menu, very typical. If I press the plus, it can actually change widgets.
Ooh.
And there's like an array of widgets tied. Oh, there goes the music.
Oh,
widget.
and we're seeing widgets from apps. So there are some apps that are already out that are optimized for this, right? But theoretically, Android is supposed to be better at upsizing apps to work with a different resolution screen or different aspect ratio screen than iOS is. We've spent a little bit of time with a few apps so far, and we've literally just had this for about 3 hours now.
So notice that when you move the icons and widgets around, that you get this little grid
Ooh.
that you can kind of see
oh, so it shows it where it snaps.
where it snaps to, and also if you move an icon like this, it actually has the outline for
that's-
every single
that's
icon, not
pretty
just the
spiffy.
Google icons, even the ones I just downloaded.
that are just square.
Yeah, even like even the third-party ones.
What's the vertical spacing like on the apps? It always weirds me out that they vertical space the apps so much on Android.
Not so bad.
Oh, that looks normal. Yeah, that looks good. I like that.
So again, these are default apps.
Did you get into the market at all?
I did.
Okay.
Let's show some more. There is the gallery, and this I have cosplay.
Classy.
Yeah, I have like about 500 pictures here, all loading pretty quick. These are all from Comic-Con. And
Hey,
of
hey
course-
Norm.
Yep.
Speaking about cosplay, can you read comics on this?
Yeah, there are comic apps. I didn't download any yet, but there are comics apps for Android.
So if you guys have a question, this is a good time to bring this up. If you guys have a question, down at the bottom of the screen, there's a phone number right now. It's 415-508-3975. You can call us there. Operators are standing by to take your questions, and then we will attempt to answer them or show you what you would like to see about the Motorola Xoom, which is brand new today. What other apps do we have here, Norm?
Well, I'm still in the gallery app, and the gallery
Okay.
app is actually also how you watch videos and your pictures and the photos you took
So
with
what
the
kind of
camera.
videos did you load up some more cosplay
I
videos
have videos, some movies I ripped with Handbrake, and unfortunately, these videos, though they are ripped in a format that can be read like on the iPhone and other media players, they did not work.
Oh,
on-
bummer. So these are H.264
They are definitely
main
H264.
profile
Yeah.
rips.
And it's interesting because, like, for example, this movie, which we use for our testing, it kind of recognizes that there's something there, but as it tries to play, and I think it played for like a second or two.
Yeah.
Video cannot be played.
Well, that's kind of a bummer. I'm sure that it's just a matter of like loading up the right profile to get.
Yeah. Let's actually show the camera app.
Yeah, this is
the
weird.
first tablet with like this big of a screen with a camera, and here goes. Like the camera is, there goes the big shutter button, digital shutter button on the side. I'm gonna take its autofocus, so I can't really. There's no
tap to
manual
focus?
tap to focus, but there are the standard Android settings where you can change the white balance. You can set to portrait mode and flash as well, and not optical digital zoom.
It's kind of crazy using such a huge screen to take photos. It's almost like you're holding up a window to the world. It's
yeah,
kind of
it does shoot video as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is a high def video or not. Definitely not.
It's 720p is what it is,
Yeah.
as I recall. Hey, so we have a caller online. It's Andy from Brooklyn, I think. Andy, how you doing?
Hi, Andy.
Queens, sorry. I apologize.
Hey guys, I just got a question about the size and the weight of the Zoom. What do you guys think about it?
So it's a little bit heavier than the iPad. Thanks for your call, Andy. It's a little bit heavier than the
yeah.
iPad, I think. It seems like it's 26 ounces, I think is what the spec sheet says.
They're very
We have-
comparable. It is a bigger tablet, though. Let's do a quick.
Yeah, it seems like because it's not quite so wide, it might be a little easier to hold
No,
one-handed.
it's not as big.
But I
Bigger
don't,
screen, but less bezel.
versus the Galaxy Tab, which is
And that's something you actually
tiny.
you had concerns about from CES because you were afraid the bezel would be too small because you actually like gripping it.
I think
but
that-
after using it, it's like one finger length.
And I'm going to unplug the audio right now. I don't know. Maybe you can hold it like this. We'll have to. We'll do some long-term testing and find out.
It's still too heavy for one-handed regular use.
Yeah, but it's a 10-inch 16 by 9 screen versus a 10-inch 4 by 3 screen. So it's a little bit narrower, a little squinchier. If we hold them up side by side, then you can see. So here's iPad on me. There's Chloe, actually. And then the Xoom is a little bit narrower and taller. So thanks for your call, Andy.
It's also beveled on the side, so not quite as beveled. Doesn't like pop up from the table as much.
That's it. Weird. It's the
about
same
a
height off the table, though, it seems like. There's a wider gasket between the screen and the edge, though, than on the iPad, it seems like. So what else do we have here now?
Let's do some third-party apps. Here are a bunch that are made specifically for Android tablets. The first one I'm going to show off is Backbreaker, which is it's $5 and it's made just for Tegra tablets because it's a 3D game.
This doesn't seem backbreaking. Seems like not a laughing matter.
No, definitely not. It's a football game. So this is a natural motion. And it's using morphing the same like ragdoll technology that was in GTA and Star Wars Force Unleashed. And they've been showing this tech demo for a long time. Let me plug the sound back in actually so you guys can hear.
Sound coming in, guys.
And I've literally played with this for only minutes.
So this is a game you control with motion. So you're gonna have to kind of flail around a little bit, right?
Yep, and it's really not like a real football game. It's just about showing off crazy, crazy collisions.
While you get this set up, we have Andrew from St. Louis on the line. Go ahead, Andrew. What's your question?
Yeah, I was just wondering about that the thinner bezel on it compared to the iPad. Do you find yourself tapping the screen more often, or?
We were just talking about that. So I think right now it's a little bit thinner than like my thumb. So if I have a good grip on it, I'm not going to accidentally hit the screen. I haven't accidentally hit the screen just yet.
I'm still skeptical.
The UI stuff is all around, close to the edge of the bezel, like the notification areas on the bottom. So you're gonna have to be a little bit careful if you have big hands.
Yeah.
Look at these graphics.
Thanks for your call, Andy. As soon as we finish this, I'm gonna go sit on the couch and load up a book and see how it works. I don't. Boy, that looks really good, though.
Hey, Norm.
Yep.
CareTrain is asking, how are the screen's viewing angles versus the iPad?
Good question.
It's pretty good. I've been looking off axis this entire time. It's I don't know what kind of screen is in this actually. I think it's an IPS, but I can't remember for sure. It seems comparable to iPad. It's not a whole lot worse. It does look a little washed out though.
From the side. Yeah. I would say it's not as good as
you
the
think
iPad.
It's a TFT? When it gets washed out from the side, that usually means it's a TFT in my experience.
Yeah, there it goes.
I have a follow-up to that.
Okay.
Alex NZ asks, is it usable in portrait orientation?
Yeah, it'll flip. I don't think this game will work in portrait orientation.
This game
if I had to
won't.
guess.
I'm gonna put out the game, but amazing graphics.
But yeah, a lot of different apps work. That was really cool, and that's a physics demo, right?
Oh, it's a full game, but it emphasizes like physics.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try some other apps. Let's go with let's get that one out of the way. We're not big fans, but Angry Birds Seasons made for tablets.
Norm, I'm very excited. We have Michael Irvine on the call. Oh, Michael from Irvine. My bad. I was gonna say Michael Irvine. That's hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm all right, sir. It's a little weird with the leg, but how is the performance of the actual tablet compared to like the iPad? I mean, do you think that this is actually the first of a real competitor, or is it still just more of the same that we've been seeing?
Thanks, Michael. What do you think? I mean, it seems like it's pretty good.
I'm surprised. I mean, if we're a year from now, we're going to look back and say, why were people excited about the Samsung Galaxy Tab? I know it was like the Android fans have been waiting a long time for a tablet, and they should have waited a little bit longer. Because although this is $800, and that's what we paid for it off contract, and the Samsung Galaxy Tab was around $600. This is easily more than $200.
You can tell just from spending a little bit of time that this is a more... I mean, the trick with tablets is that you want a capable device that's cheap enough that you can carry it around, that you feel okay carrying around with you everywhere.
Well, $800 isn't cheap.
No, it's definitely not cheap. But I mean, it's a laptop price. It's a price. It's more expensive than a netbook that's has a lot of functionality but isn't a very good performer. But more capable in a lot of ways than that netbook might be, because it's optimized to do certain types of tasks.
A lot of people are wondering, this is Maps. It's again very highly integrated. Here's something cool.
Do you have Latitude on, Norm?
I do have Latitude on. I accidentally turned it on. You can do the crazy pan.
Oh my God, they know where our office is. We're inside that blue circle. Oh wow.
I mean, this is actually in regular Android right now, but it looks so much better on this bigger screen. Once the 3D comes on, it's not as high frame rate.
Well, I mean, that's kind of to be expected. I don't think we must not be Latitude friends, Norm.
And you get directions. A lot of people were wondering, why is this $800? Like, that's a lot of money. How are they going to compete with the iPad, which is, you can buy the Wi-Fi version for $500?
It's a 32 gig tablet, right?
This is a 32 gig tablet.
So it's comparable.
There is no pure Wi-Fi version. The only version you can buy right now has a SIM card slot. Even though we bought it off contract, it's 4G future-proof.
Yeah, so there's a couple things to know. It's $800 if you buy it full price. I think you get $200 off if you sign up for the 2-year contract, which seems like a pretty terrible deal since the contract's going to be $2,400 over the course of the 2 years. The data plan, if you buy it at the Verizon store, you have to sign up for a data plan, but you don't have to sign up for a contract. So we have a month-to-month data plan. It's $20 a month. We get a gigabyte of data download for that, which seems like kind of a bad deal to me.
Yep. But a bunch of people are also worried because there are rumors that you would have to go pay for like a month of contract just to get the Wi-Fi. But you don't. They got rid of that.
You did. At the Verizon store, you have to pay for the contract.
Oh my goodness.
And there's a
I think
setup
at Best
fee,
Buy,
$35. If you go to Best Buy,
you don't have to pay.
they didn't have as many, is what I was told. So I went to Verizon and paid the extra $30 for you guys.
Hey,
home.
Will.
Ethernet Ethan, what's the question?
Lewis on Fire asks, and I actually don't know if this is relevant. Wi-Fi versions, do Wi-Fi versions have Verizon logo? I actually don't know why that's
There is no Wi-Fi version.
I think there's a Wi-Fi version coming, though, is my understanding.
I
But it's
would
a few months from
assume
now.
no Verizon logo. It's probably something you can buy on Amazon or Best Buy. There is a Verizon logo right now.
We have some questions too about multitasking.
Yeah, let's have them.
Just can you run a YouTube video in the background?
You can't have it like play in the background. For example, let me put this back down right now and launch YouTube. Apps, YouTube.
And of course, if you have questions you want to call in, I think Vinny just put the number up, but it's 415-508.
For example, this is playing. It's kind of loud.
That's playing out of the speaker.
And then
That's weird.
once I hit the home button, that's it. It's gone. But I do have the quick switchback. So if I go click it again, it will start back up.
And it resumes where you were playing.
It doesn't auto resume. I do have to hit the playback.
Right, but it's
button.
kept
so
your
it's a
place.
save state.
Yeah. That's something. What
It's-
kind of video were you looking at there, Norm?
Well, that's whatever
Seems a
was
little
one of
sassy.
the hottest videos on YouTube
okay.
this week. I do like the web browser, the tab browsing. That is awesome. There have been browsers, third-party browsers with tab browsing, but it's nice to have one built into Android.
Can you move those tabs?
Let's see.
Looks like no.
No.
Hey, we have Brian from Chicago online. Brian, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for the call-ins available. I was just wondering, on my Evo, I found myself accidentally hitting my home and search buttons.
Yes.
Locked and on the edges of the screen. Have you had that problem at all with like the back button there in the bottom left corner?
I haven't. So again, that was also a big problem I had with the Samsung Galaxy Tab. And we'll pull this up. Oh, this guy, so sad. Because
Thanks for calling.
I would accidentally hit these buttons on the side with my thumb, the capacitive touch buttons on the bezel when I was using it.
It happens
So
with
far,
Android to me with Android phones too.
I haven't had that problem with the Xoom yet. I mean, obviously we only have a couple hours with it, but they're small enough on the bottom that where my palm is, they're not. I mean, if you're gonna shut here on where my palm is, I'm not gonna be tapping those.
And do they go
accidentally.
away when you're in full screen apps or not so much?
They don't go away. Let's do like a full screen video.
Well, load up a game or
and,
something, yeah.
I don't think they go away. They don't.
I mean, I guess it would be hard to get back out of the game if they went away.
Exactly. There is also this cool movie studio app.
Oh, hey.
And I haven't had a chance to dive into it yet. But once you get
We have Andrew from St. Louis back again. Andrew,
Andrew.
what's your question?
Hey, I was curious about the speaker quality compared to the iPad now. Just off the top of your head, what do you think of it?
Let's do a quick test.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks for calling, Andrew.
Unplug this.
It sounded. I mean, it sounded pretty good. It's really loud. That was the first impression. Wow.
What? This is max volume.
Is Cheap Trick in here?
Well, let's. I don't know if you guys can hear.
Hold up to your microphone.
It's coming out from the back.
So I'm loading up something on an iPad right here.
Decent. It kind of vibrates the plastic on the back. Yeah, definitely feel a little vibrating.
Hey, we're making a mashup. So I think this is a little better.
iPad sounds better, a little more crisp.
I think that's louder though.
And this is louder.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell. We don't have the same songs on both iPads. We'll test that out for the full review, which will probably be a couple weeks from now, don't you think, Tom? Any more questions from the chat? Ethernet, Ethan?
One more app.
Yeah, are there any photo editing apps available?
I don't know
I'm
about any
sure
Android
for
photo-
Android there are some, but in the tablet only app section, no photo editing apps yet.
I have another question too that actually I'm interested in.
Ethan,
does that
go
have
ahead.
an HDMI?
No
out?
HDMI.
No.
Okay.
It has a couple of weird proprietary connectors though, so
Yeah, if you want to look at the bottom.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's an accessory
zoom
option at some
in.
point.
Here, there's the micro USB. This little circle one is power, and I think that's for the dock connector.
Yeah.
And 2 screws.
Can you show us
Yeah.
what's in the box also? Lemon wants to
Hey,
know.
we have Lewis from Florida on the line. Lewis, what's your question?
Hey, I was just watching the stream, and the Zoom looks pretty cool, but you said off contract the price was $800
Yeah,
for the
$800.
Wi-Fi version.
No,
Isn't
for
out yet, and
yeah, correct.
rumor is it's 600, right?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi
Yes.
only version. The
Wi-Fi
rumor
version is $600. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
All right,
that's
my
not out
question
today.
is- my question is, how do they expect this to, compete against the iPad
Well,
at that price?
Thanks for your question. I mean, that's a really super good question. The thing is, for a comparably equipped iPad, you're paying an extra $100 for the 32 gig model, up from the 16 gig model, and then it's another 130, I think, on top of that for the 3G version, right?
I mean, the reason they can't compete, it's not because Motorola, I mean, partially it's because Motorola wants to make money, but the cost of an iPad is really like $250.
Yeah.
And Apple makes, another $250 when they sell it in stores, but they own all the stores. And when Motorola makes a tablet, Motorola doesn't have any stores. They have to sell this at Best Buy, Verizon, and typical retailer markup is about 50%. So for Motorola to make a profit, let's assume this costs $300 for them to make because there's a camera, and obviously they don't have the supply chain access as Apple does. It's they're going to sell to Best Buy $400, so they make only $100, and then Best Buy sells it at $800.
And that's the other thing is the supply chain. You can't really underestimate the supply chain that Apple has because they buy so much flash memory, so many screens, so many ARM chips. They can really get crazy good deals on this stuff, or they just manufacture it themselves or contract it out themselves. So I think we
had a question about what was in the box.
Oh, yeah.
In the chat. So here's the box. It's very small, thin, very unassuming.
Upside down. Box on head.
Just manuals.
Manuals,
2 cables,
yeah.
charging cable and micro
messy.
USB cable, and of course the tablet, which we have out here.
Hey, I hear John from Ontario is on the line. John, what's your question?
Hey, first of all, I want to thank you very much for all the demo here. It looks really
thanks.
good.
You're welcome, man.
I was just wondering if this means that Honeycomb is now available for other Android devices like the Nook Color.
So it's a great question. Thanks for calling. I don't think we're going to see Honeycomb on the Nook Color. The hardware requirements it requires a dual-core processor for Honeycomb, which is the Nook Color doesn't have a dual-core processor. I don't think we're going to see previous Android-powered
SDK is
tablets.
out, and we can expect, because it's open to a certain extent, that people will try to hack it for the devices. But
I don't think we're going to see a cyanogen Honeycomb for older devices. And I mean, honestly, Galaxy Tab owners are kind of out of luck too, which is a little bit of a disappointment since that's a 3-month-old device. But I mean, you knew what you were getting into, unfortunately, when you bought that. So this is the Sky Map. Is this Android optimized? Is this Honeycomb optimized?
Yeah, it is tablet optimized, and there it goes. Oh, this is using.
So we're looking at these southern constellations now.
I'm looking through the Earth at other constellations.
So the neat thing about this app is it uses the gyroscope and the accelerometer to know what you're pointing at, as well as GPS and the compass. And so you can literally hold it up to the sky and see what stars you're looking at. I use it to identify stars, which is if you ever tried to do amateur astronomy, it's not an easy thing to do. Ethan, do you have any questions from the chat?
Yeah. Actually, come back to me.
We'll come back to you in a minute, Ethan. So this is where can you find the sun?
Yeah, the sun is up.
Too late now.
Always up.
I guess we'll have to go outside and look at the sky to find the sun.
Let's try.
It's not snowing yet.
Pandora. Pandora is another app that's not optimized for tablets yet. Like on the Galaxy Tab, Android apps actually work fairly well, even though they're not optimized.
If they're set up right.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you have to do some basic UI work. And when we had Kindle open, you could see the menu was kind of the right aspect ratio for a phone. It was the right size for a big phone.
Hey, Will.
Yeah, Ethernet, Ethan.
Tyrax asks, is there an app to stream video from a network share?
Is there an app to stream network from the network?
Is there an
Video
app to
from the
stream video?
network.
Yeah.
There are streaming apps.
Like you mean like
Play On
ABC
and stuff.
or Hulu or whatever?
Well, I think there's definitely Hulu.
Well, there's no Netflix yet, which is a little bit of a disappointment. Although they've announced that they're working on that and it's going to be coming. You know, the video streaming stuff is a little thinner on the Android side than it is on the iOS side. I think mainly because partly because Apple has really good relationships with media companies in a kind of love-hate way, but also because the media companies are, I think, mortally terrified of Google. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, media companies are afraid of Google just because Google wants everything to be free, and media companies don't like that.
Can you show off that Google Voice app? A lot of people are asking.
Yeah, Google Voice is the Google Voice telephone service app, though, I think, right? Not
Voice search? Is that what they're talking about?
Oh, yeah, fire that up. Your voice is your passport?
Personalized recognition. Let's not do that right now. I want to speak now.
Let me run the number one more time.
Buy me Indian food.
It's 415-508-3975. If you have a question, call us.
No. What time are the Indian food?
What time are the Indian food, Norm?
The time for Indian food is.
I wish we had Indian food right now.
I'm so hungry.
Me too.
So hungry.
What else we got? Can you show some non-optimized apps? Oh, that's a big giant clock.
Yes, actually, Pandora. Now that I actually played a song, was not so great. So here's actually the screen from Pandora.
Oh, that is.
I mean, you do get all the.
I mean, I like that the ad is still centered, so that's good.
But
that's less than awesome. But I mean, these things will. Yeah, it's a relatively easy upgrade for most app owners. I mean, how do you think the market is compared to the Android phone market? Please make that stop.
I'm trying. There it goes. Kids music.
Hey, we have Pat from Boston on the line. Pat, what's going on?
Hey guys, just a quick question. The browser that you were looking at.
Yep.
Is that a version of Chrome or?
I don't think it's a version of Chrome.
Thanks for your question, Pat. Let's see. Can you pull down is there a menu or anything over there? Is there an about? No, it looks like no. I think that, I mean, Google said that they want to bring Chrome to Android. I don't know that this is it. We can do some server-side stuff.
Very good settings. I can't do this on my iPad.
No, there are no settings. You don't need settings on your iPad. It just works.
Plugins, enable
That's what Steve Jobs
JavaScript.
says. Do you think Motorola made this come out on Steve Jobs' birthday on purpose? Do you think that's a hidden slight toward the Apple founder?
Not sure.
Hey Steve, happy birthday! Here's your Motorola Xoom. Hope you feel better.
Celebrities got gold versions of the Xoom.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't get a gold version. We didn't get any version of the Xoom.
No.
There's the number again, 415-508-3975. If you have questions about the Xoom or Norm's t-shirt, give us a call.
I'm going to make myself an Android.
Oh, you're going to Androidify yourself? Is this tablet optimized?
This is actually tablet optimized.
That seems like a massive waste of resources. I think. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Smaller head. Longer arms. Okay. You've kind of pin legs there, Norm. Any questions from the chat while Norm's Androidifying himself?
Yeah, the admin is asking orientation lock ? And does the widget go across screens?
The orientation lock widget, you mean?
No, he wants to know about orientation lock. I'm surprised I can't pull this up again. I don't know.
We might have to restart
here.
the tablet. It seems like it's a little something crashed, maybe.
But the orientation lock is actually accessed from that little notifications area. But to answer the second question, you can't put widgets on different screens. So, for example, I'm going to use on my second screen, I want to put the calendar widget.
But the widgets are locked to individual screens, just like on Android. Oh, that's awesome.
And I will select that account. And on that screen, I have my widget.
Oh, nice. That's much better than the Android phone way where you kind of drag it up and around.
And I can actually write new emails directly from pressing that widget.
Ooh. That's the Gmail widget or the calendar widget?
Gmail widget.
Oh, nice.
And then if I want to throw it away, just remove.
So we have Ali from Texas on the line. Ali, what's your question? How's it going?
It's going fine, man. I was just wondering if there's any interoperability between Android phones and Honeycomb, like HP does with the touchpad and the Pre.
You mean like the file transfer stuff and all that?
Kind of. When they showed up the touchpad, it also could SMS messages and phone calls from the pre-phone.
There isn't any direct connection because basically this is Android. It's like having two phones next to each other.
Well, kind of.
Right.
Thanks for your question, Ali. I mean, it depends on app support. Developers will add that stuff with time. The one thing that does work is if you have the same account hooked up to your phone and your tablet, you can download all of the apps you've already downloaded to your phone. You don't have to pay for them again, which is nice.
Yeah, but there's no functionality right now where if you get a text message on your phone and you have the tablet out, it'll pop up on the tablet.
No, I mean, but for example, my phone and the tablet are on different providers, so I don't know that makes any difference at all. But you'd think they should work together, but I guess they don't.
There should be some Bluetooth connection in the future.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little like Kathy Lee and Hoda now. Ethan, you got any questions? Maybe a cocktail?
Yeah, Diablo Chicken and a couple other people asked, can Norm go back to the settings for the web browser and see if the bookmarks sync with Chrome?
Oh, that is a good question.
Let's go try.
I'm super curious about that too, because that Chrome Bookmark Sync is one of my favorite features of the device.
General sync with Google Chrome.
Nice.
And I can, yeah.
That it's funny. That seems like a really simple problem to solve, but it's been a problem since the dawn of time. Anybody who uses more than one or two computers, keeping your bookmarks synced up is a real kind of nightmare. Oh, what's this site that you're homepaging? That's crazy.
I can even run labs.
Oh, nice. Any more questions, Ethan?
Yeah. Steamboat asks, how is the outdoor visibility on the screen and how many fingers can it detect at once?
I don't know. Let's see how many fingers it can detect.
Well, you won't be able to...
We need an app for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't used it outside, and it's really cloudy today anyway, so we wouldn't be able to really tell how it works. But that'll be in the full review later. Norm, can you show us the settings menu for the tablet?
Weird.
We haven't looked at that at all. Ooh, radial menus.
This is a labs feature, actually. I want to turn this off because this is freaking me out.
Oh, the radial menus? While you're doing that, we have Tech Rocket 9 on the line. What's going on, Tech Rocket?
Hi. I was wondering if you can use the Google Voice app from the market in order to use SMS for Google Voice.
I would, that's a good question. We can try it out. I think that it probably won't work. I've tried that before on stuff that doesn't have, I guess it was an iPod Touch probably, not an Android device. But I think in order to do SMS, you have to be associated with a phone number. And I don't think that this is, this is associated with a phone number, but it doesn't have, it's not a phone number that I think the app can see. We'll test it out though in a minute, and you stay tuned.
Yeah, let's show the purchasing of an app.
Oh, thanks for your call.
Thanks for the call.
I really want to see the settings menu.
Okay, let's go to that right now.
I don't know if you can get to that. Oh, there you go.
Right here. And
so this is just it's a different icon than on Android. So this is settings, and your email address is there. Okay, very good.
Sound.
Looks more or less like normal. And this is a stock Honeycomb experience, right? This isn't. They've not done any kind of crazy Moto blur stuff or anything like that.
Correct.
This is just
auto-rotate the screen. I guess there you can turn the lock on, but usually it's a notification area.
I think that there's a widget for that. At least it may be a third-party one, but I have one for my Android phone.
It's storage. Let's change the wallpaper actually, and basic settings. Let's go to wallpaper change.
So if you guys are just joining us, Norm and I are here with the new Motorola Xoom. Hold it up, Norm. This is the first Android Honeycomb tablet. Of course we've done first looks and stuff with the Samsung Tab and the iPad in the past, but this is the first real. You think that's fair to say?
First real competitor.
Yeah, first
serious competitor.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It came out today for Verizon. There's a Wi-Fi version coming soon. This was $800. It was crazy expensive. Yeah, but I mean the thing is when you rationalize out how the price works, it doesn't seem as expensive. If you're buying a comparable iPad, that would be like $770. So it's $730. So it's only $30 or $40 more expensive, or $60, $70. Math is hard right now, but it's only a little bit more expensive than a comparable iPad. I don't know why they don't have a 16 gig model for these, actually. I mean, because if you're just using this for apps and not media, not video, you really don't need 32 gigs of storage on an iPad or a tablet in general, I think.
You can change the background.
We've got Michael from Seattle on the line. Michael, what's your question?
Hi guys, I'd like to know does the Xoom have any apps where you can stream music and movies off of your home network, like a Windows Share or app like iTunes?
Oh, thanks for your question. Yeah, there's definitely apps that let you do that. I don't think they'll let you do iTunes Share, but you can use all sorts of Orb and all of the kind of normal streaming stuff. There's also, I think, DLNA client, DLNA clients available for for Android as well. The nice thing about this is Android phone apps will work. They just may look a little janky compared to the way they look on your phone, because the screen's a different resolution, different size. What else have we got over here, Mr. Chan?
Let's load some other apps, like they show Pulse off. Pulse is actually pretty cool as well. Pulse is the same thing, same as the iPad version. You get news feeds. I can read Dilbert cartoons.
Oh, I like Dilbert.
Yeah.
Did they still do cartoons in newspapers?
I don't know. I haven't read a newspaper in 12 years.
Yeah, this is an app that's available on iOS as well. We actually looked at this in apps of the week a long time ago, right? It seems faster now than it was the last time I fired it up on Android.
I mean,
or it could just be because this is a faster
the frame rate
tablet.
still isn't optimal. Is the thing. It feels like there are a few software bugs that could be worked out, and there's a lot of potential here. From what I've heard is that the software. We'll see updates in the coming weeks and months.
Is the browser stable. The browser isn't using the 3D acceleration that'll be coming? That's in Gingerbread even, is it?
It doesn't think so. No.
Kind of feel like it. Difficult to say for sure. Any more questions from the chat, Ethan?
I have a question about does it support H.264?
The spec sheet says it does. The H.264 videos that we've tried to play haven't worked, but it could just be because we've encoded them poorly. I mean, we haven't had time to really spend a lot of time testing out different stuff. We like I said, literally opened it up, charged it up, and started the live stream. So
can you expand storage or memory?
There's a micro SD card slot on the top. If you show, it pops out right there. It's the same place that the SIM card slot is. Now the interesting thing about this is, if you buy this from Verizon, you're entitled to a 4G upgrade. It seems like, however, that you'll have to actually send the device in, and then they'll swap it out, or swap out the modem or something for a 4G one when the time comes. Although the text on the little plastic card inside that slot led me to believe that that may not be the case. So when we find out details about that, we'll post it in the review. I haven't tried data speed on the download. Have you tried it yet, Norm? Outside?
No, I'm still on Wi-Fi.
Just on Wi-Fi?
And our reception is terrible in our basement.
Well, what a surprise.
How sturdy is it in comparison?
Oh, whoa.
The iPad's sturdy. Turns out.
It feels sturdy, but it doesn't. It's not metallic. It's not metal.
It doesn't.
So it's like it's matte plastic.
I mean, it doesn't feel like it flexes or anything.
Yeah, and is it glass or is it plastic?
It's glass. Yeah, it has to be glass for capacitive. I mean, it feels like it could take a pretty good drop. I don't know that we want to try that quite yet.
What about the battery life?
We don't know. I mean,
Too soon?
Yeah, 3 hours. What's the battery at now, Norm?
Battery is.
We've been using it for about an hour now?
I don't know without the notification bar.
I don't know if we can find out. It'll be in general under usage.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the weight, the overall weight?
If
you've picked up an iPad, you'll know about how much this weighs.
Yeah, it doesn't feel markedly heavier or lighter than an iPad. And the spec sheet says 26 ounces, so that's a pound 10 ounces if my math is correct.
People who have had this for a while have said battery life is around 8 hours.
So a little bit worse,
just a little bit under like the 9 hours reported battery life for the iPad. Of course, it all depends on what you're actually doing on the tablet.
So we have about 10 minutes left before I'm going to go get some Indian food. If you guys want to call,
I'm going to reboot
here's the number
this,
again.
actually.
It's 415-508-3975. If you have questions, well, get on the horn.
See how long it takes to start up.
This is live testing here, folks. Live testing. I don't have a stopwatch.
Pressing it now, holding it down.
Okay. Yeah, you have to hold it down for a kind of surprising length of time.
Do you guys know anything about the international dates and prices?
We do not know anything about the international dates and prices, though.
Okay.
Thanks for asking, though, Ethan. I don't think they've announced a whole lot yet. I don't know what the international partners are even. I'd say that the Wi-Fi version will be available everywhere that Motorola stuff is sold, though, as soon as that comes out.
It's still loading.
Do you think we can order the Indian food
Hey,
off
Norm,
that?
let's take advantage of this opportunity to wipe that screen.
It's very smudgy.
Oh, yeah.
Very
glossy.
Smudgy.
I mean, so is the iPad.
Oh, here it goes. It's
glossy screens.
Look, fancy animation.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's Honeycomb. That's what they're getting at.
Hey, Norm, we've got Brian from Chicago back online. Brian, how's it going?
Good. I was just wondering, where's the lock button on the device? And is it, like, easy to push?
So the lock button, the sleep button, is actually in the back of it. If we can get a close look.
Thanks for your call, Brian.
It's actually right here on this little strip where the camera and LED flash and part of the speaker.
So you hold it down
is.
to turn it off, hold it down to turn it on, or tap it to sleep?
Tap it to sleep. And the reason it's positioned there is because they really want you to hold it in this landscape position. So my index finger here, I can just press it, very easy to press, and then my thumb can swoop around and unlock it.
You've used this more than I have at this point. How do you feel about the landscape orientation versus the portrait orientation?
I think really got to use it in landscape.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is weird because
I mean,
on the iPad I only use it in portrait.
It's a portrait device.
Yeah, this, because of the positions of the button, where the volume buttons are as well, and because there are multiple tabs for the browser, and so it really is a, hold in one hand.
But I mean, look how short the browser window is when you're running. It's like netbook height window. I can't imagine actually trying to read a long article or a book or something with it like that.
Hey, Will.
It works both ways.
What's up, Ethan?
Is the battery sealed?
The whole back is sealed, yes. So I don't think the battery is user replaceable. It seems like in order to open this up, you're going to have to slide this top thing off, if I had to guess.
Yeah, and there are 2 screws here that might let you do that.
Well, this big thing is going to just pop off, if I had to guess.
It's sealed.
Not that I'm thinking about taking it apart already, because that would be gross. When you tap the column, does it zoom in on the column? I would expect.
Yep.
Oh, it doesn't do it right.
Not all the way
That's
right.
disappointing.
So again, finally, we have our notification.
Oh, we're back.
So you can see the time here. You can see the battery, the Wi-Fi signal.
What's our battery? It looks like the battery is still saying it's totally full.
Still saying totally full. And if you tap it, 90%. That's our battery. I do like that there's a setting here, so you can change airplane mode, Wi-Fi, lock screen, orientation off or on. Let's put it to the off mode. Maybe it's a slide. Stop freezing on me.
Great experience so far.
Oh man.
We've got Silver from Wichita, I think, on the line.
There
Silver,
it
what's
goes.
going on?
Hey, bud. So I've got an Atom tablet, and I'm wondering about Honeycomb in general. I think it's actually really good for tablets compared to regular Android.
Thanks for your call. Yeah, I think it's definitely much better than the Samsung. I mean, we don't make snap judgments here. We try to avoid that. But I mean, just from first impressions, it's a much more favorable first impression than the Galaxy Tab was.
Well, here's the
which
interesting
is
thing.
Phone Android.
Phone Android isn't going away on tablets. There's still a bunch of companies that are going to put 2.2, 2.3
so your
on the
Acers
tablet.
and your
well, Acer has a Honeycomb, but like HTC, the HTC Flyer, it's a 7-inch tablet, but it runs 2.2 with HTC Sense.
I don't know why you would do that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Having had some experience with Honeycomb now, the way it's designed, the way the icons at the home screen, like just the size of the font, it makes sense to run, if you're going to have an Android tablet, to run Honeycomb. If you're going to have dual core, if you're going to meet all the spec requirements.
I mean, it's there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the reason to do it is if you want to have a cheaper price point. I think as long as the dual core processors are around, they're going to be more expensive. So we'll see cheap tablets that are $300, $400, $500 that are single core running Froyo or Gingerbread, and then we'll see the dual core high-end tablets running Honeycomb. I think we have Noah from Alabama maybe on the line. Noah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, what's going on, man?
Doing pretty good. I was just curious if we could get a chance to see some alternative browsers like Opera or Firefox Mobile.
I don't think you have any loaded yet, Norm. Thanks for your call.
Thanks for the call. I can load one right now while we take
load
another
up
call.
Opera and maybe, I think that was our last call. Maybe Ethan has a question from the chat while you load up Opera.
Tyrax is asking if this will work with our Whiskey Media Theater mode.
It should work with theater mode. I don't know. If it doesn't...
My guess is it would.
I don't want to promise dev resources because I know those guys are really busy doing some kind of crazy awesome stuff right now. But if it doesn't, I wouldn't imagine that it would be too hard to fix. I think it works with existing Android phones right now. So anyway, are you finding Opera?
Finding Opera is going to take a little bit.
This is an important thing to note. This is part of the problem with Android that I have right now, is that the experience for browsing, finding apps is really, really bad. So if you're kind of an iPhone person and you're used to having a lot of apps, having it easy to find them, having a kind of curated, good experience, you don't get that with the Android marketplace. There are some third-party sites that add that kind of functionality, and they kind of add a layer of editorializing on top of the App Store or App Marketplace,
now,
but it's not real good.
I didn't find like Verizon apps built in the market. There is
there's a Verizon section.
A section for Verizon. Let me see if
Hey, Norm.
I can. Yep.
James 0890 is asking, any idea how hackable or rootable the Xoom is?
Yeah, so it is rootable. I mean, Motorola said, hey, this is rootable. You can make bootloader adjustments. This is essentially the dev kit for Android tablet developers. So if you want to add your own software, if you want to tweak the software, if you want to restock it, then you can. It should be. There's none of the stuff that's common on like the Atrix or the Droid X or all that kind of stuff that Motorola has done in the past. So. It's a good question. Oh, this is Dungeon Defenders. We saw this at CES.
Again, another one of those Tigra optimized games. Or you need Tigra.
Okay.
So it's like needing Glide for 3DFX all over again.
Well, but this uses OpenGL, so it's not. It just needs real hardware. It doesn't need necessarily some sort of crazy NVIDIA specific API.
Yeah. And what's interesting is when you change the volume.
Okay. Guys, I have a follow-up to that last question.
Oh, that's nice. Ethan, what's your question?
Follow up to that last question. The admin wants to know, could you run iPad OS on it?
No, I don't think that that's available. But maybe one day, when Apple makes OS 10 available for anybody that has a PC, then you'll be able to upgrade this to iOS.
That's a nice looking game.
I think you use the D-pad down the bottom. Yeah, there you go. Wow, the frame rate's much better on this than it was on the last time we looked at it on the iOS version.
It looks good. It still does not look like 30 FPS.
I mean, it looks kind of like it's not 30 FPS. It looks very WoW-esque though. So it looks like a 6-year-old PC game now.
Yeah.
Any more questions from the chat, Ethan?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. Anything else you want to show off before we wrap this up? And I want to go get some Indian food, Norm.
I too would love to get some Indian food. Maybe I'll take the Xoom with me and go and see how it works outside.
Okay.
But we will definitely have more coverage of the Motorola Xoom in the coming weeks. Of course, a full review. This is just our first look. We'll do some comparisons.
We're going to do a battery rundown with this?
I don't know if we'll do
should I bust out the rubber?
Rubber. Are you going to take it apart?
With one word.
Rubber. I don't know if we're going to take it apart. I got to, maybe. We'll see. I got to look and see if I think I can put it back together before we decide if we take it apart. So I guess that wraps it up for us.
You can give me $800 and I'll take that apart.
Okay.
Oh, can Norm lick it?
I've done that already.
We'll have a ton of Android stuff. Too late. Did you lick it already? Really?
Already? Come on.
I didn't see you lick it.
Pay attention.
A ton of Android stuff on tested all the time. iOS, phones, tablets. We cover all this stuff all the time. So if you're just seeing us for the first time, thanks for stopping by. I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
See you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.